me hesitating a little bit. I didn't know whether I wanted to do this video or not. Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Antonio, back with another video today. Another spiritual lecture. Wanted to talk to you guys about dating spiritual people. You know, whether you want to call her a witch, or you want to call her crazy, or whether you want to call him an a-hole, or whatever names and labels we want to throw at each other. So that's why I'm gonna say spiritual people. So let's just get the whole sex thing out of the way. When you're dating spiritual people, they're either gonna have a low sex drive or a very high sex drive. Not to say that the sex drive is low. That some people are, they practice discipline. There's different energies. There's both light work and there's shadow work. So, they can have, they can either practice temperance or practice abstinence and things like that. Again, we all know the stories of the oracles. They're usually virgins and things like that. And then once they have sex, they lose their power. That's a lot of, that's a lot of spiritual energy there. It's, when man is, producing the seed that expels a lot of life force from you. So, there's different things you have to watch out for and look for when you're dating spiritual people. We've all met the Erykah Badu types. All women are not like that. All spiritual women are not like that, but I'm going to give you a few clues, different ideas and advice when it comes to dating. I'll start with spiritual women. So, yeah, man, we always hear of women intuition and things like that. Women are very clairvoyant. They're very clair-knowing. These witches or these spiritual women, they are very into the aesthetics, jewelry and things like that. They once lived out in the wild with nature. They're very heavily into nature and their sexuality and things like that. That's why I say they can either have a very low sex drive or have a very high sex drive, depending on the type of person that she may be. Some of them are even lesbians. Let's be honest. There's a reason why men were cut out of witch covens and witch circles and things like that, and why they believe that men will never be able to really attain the power of, some of the most powerful divine feminines that ever was. Joan of Arc and all these different types of, women. Mary Magdalene. But yeah. Again, very into aesthetics and crystals and things like that. The mother or the moon. See, the sun shines by itself out in the daytime. It's Mother Moon when she's out, and when she's out at night, she shines with the other stars. So women are attracted to shiny things and diamonds and things like that. A lot of these divine feminine or these witches, they may even have their own businesses. They have to be well in their divine power. If you're gonna date them, you have to put them. You have to make sure that they are maintained. Like, you have to give them the open space and wherewithal to be able to express themselves and maintain things. So yeah, that's what it is when it comes to dating spiritual women. You might get the weird smells and things like that. The weird flowers in the house. Different Egyptian musk incense burning. All types of vanilla candles, all types of long bubble baths and things like that. Like, we grown people don't take baths no more. We take showers. But these are the different levels of maintenance and things like that. They like to cook. They are interested in herbs and things like that. They are, I see it now on Facebook. Like, a lot of spiritual women are opening up businesses and things like that, and they are like making charms and necklaces, and even their own candles and soaps and things like that. So these women were able to commune with nature and use everything they had around them to fend for themselves, for survival. Um, you know, um, they're priestesses. They can help people. So, where y'all about to head to the park? Nah, y'all out. All right then, take it easy. But yeah, these are deeply spiritual women. They've always been there. They've always been there throughout time. All the great kings of the past, they had their different, their different courtiers. They had their jesters, they had their knights, they had their queens, and they had, their spiritual seers and witch doctors and advisors and things like that. Sometimes these, traditionally it started as a woman's role. There was a reason why a king always had a queen plus a witch doctor on the side. Even then they practiced polygamy. You think the queen held more power than the mistress? You think the queen held more power than the witch doctor? No, of course not. The witch doctor is the one that's leading or helping lead the king, giving him foresight. So it is a very important and powerful position. You have to know what you're dealing with, not just a regular woman. When you're dealing with spiritual women, or when you're dealing with women that's walking or operating in their divine feminine, um, very, again, intuitive. They are very strong, not like the regular chick. A lot of these women were passed down sacred knowledge from either their family or things like that, or they just willed their way into a certain um, power around them. Again, uh, women ruled the job market pretty much. A lot of great personalities and characters, fact or fiction, are able to provide great inspiration. But yeah, man, it's always good to learn your woman, man, or learn women in general. Um, certain gifts and certain acts of kindness go a long way. And then, of course, you have the men that's operating in their, they're the full divine masculine power. Uh, spiritual brothers. Guys that's walking in their spirituality. Um, and these are the type of men that like to seek knowledge. These are the type of men that like to help people. These are the type of men that's into building and, producing expansion. When you're dealing with these types of men, they are very busy. They're always researching and learning and trying to come up with new ways of doing things. So with these guys as well, they have to have their own, it's not necessarily peace or serenity all the time. They just have to have this certain way or their own structure of doing things. Sometimes it can be looked at as boring or repetitive, and women can think they can get over on these types of spiritual dudes and things like that, thinking that they're not paying attention, or that their schedule is predictable. So if I know he's doing that, if I know he's doing this at this time, then I can do this at that time. But that karma does backfire. But again, back to the structure. It is the structure of it all. He's not predictable. In fact, when he comes predictable, you want to know that he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. You're not going to be able to receive your blessings, or heavens are not going to be able to deliver your blessings if they don't know your schedule. So, that's one thing that I don't like when women say. First of all, they say they want consistency, but then when they get a man that's structured and have a repetitive schedule, they say he's too predictable and he's boring. So again, we shouldn't be arguing and going back and forth with women. We should be creating and walking in a path and not letting them distract us. So we should be able to use them in a way that they're beneficial or helpful towards our path. If it's not going to be us, it'll be the next man. But that is the thought process of a man that's walking in his full divine masculine power. He doesn't hesitate on certain things that I came up with this new thought process about 2 years ago, and it's a pretty good one. I'll share it with you maybe once before I get off of this video. But yeah, these guys, again, they're creating and starting their own businesses, just like women, um, doing their thing, creating hand lotions and all types of perfumes and products and things like that. We have men, again, our builders. They're out, expanding, building, bringing in resources, making connections, building clientele and things like that. You have to understand, if you want a high value or a man that's walking his full divine masculine power, you have to give him, again, open space to operate, the wherewithal to be able to execute and do the things that you need to do. One thing with women is women think they own men. They think they missing out on something if their man is not around them for 6 hours. Or even if he is getting into something else, you think that you're missing out on something. But outside of the lines of going outside of the lines of the relationship, not even talking about that, it's just other things. Like, a man has to put himself out there to, either be loved or attacked, whatever the case may be. If people like him, women can't be jealous. On one hand, they want the most popular dude. On the second hand, they forget that it's another 3 or 4 billion women out in the world that may not even like this man. They just want to get knowledge from this man, but women don't want these other women around this guy. Like, he could be meeting another billionaire female, but you won't even. You're so restricting him so much that he can't even make that $1 billion decision to bring y'all $1 billion, because you get so jealous that he's online on social media, or he's showing off, or he's walking in his divine masculine right. He's the sun. The sun shines above everything. The woman is the mom, is the moon. It comes out in the dark. You'll get your moment to shine. It's just, the sun is the light of the day, and the mother is the light of the night, or the moon is the light of the night. But it's different aspects. I didn't explain it as much as I wanted to. I wanted to write out my ideas, but I decided to come out here. I was like procrastinating, so I was like, before it slips my mind, let me go out and shoot a video about, more about divine masculine, divine feminine, but more just about dating spiritual people. You have to realize there's a certain process, yeah, man, they burn sage, they burn Palo Santo. You have to get used to all these incense and things like that. They may have natural hair or what have you, so you have to deal with, it's not necessarily dealing with it. This is just, certain ways of lives that even themselves, they had to grow into it, because at a certain point you realize that a lot of stuff around you is weird. There's a lot going on around this world that people should be aware of. Spiritual women, they may grow dreadlocks, or they may grow natural, because they know that the chemicals, there's butterflies. This is actually a monarch, the black and yellow. So it's not a bee, but it's a black and yellow butterfly. And the tree is sprouting the mangoes, man. The mangoes are coming. The small ones are dropping first. Yeah. I'll have 200-300 mangoes fall out of this tree by the time mango season is over. But spiritual people are pretty cool, man. And the other thing that I want to close out on is the whole trust thing, and being intuitive and empath. See, people again, these are naturalists. They go off the feeling, they go off the vibrational frequency, they go off the light patterns. So people can't lie to them. And that's the thing about dating a spiritual person. And then hopefully you're not dating a vindictive person, because they can curse you or cast a spell on you, you know. If they're the cooker in a relationship, you know, there was always the witch's cauldron. She was always cooking something or brewing something, you know. You messing with people that know how to use herbs in a certain way, throw some cayenne on you, burn your mouth up. Oh yeah, go ahead, baby, drink that. But it goes both ways, men and women. You just have to be able to understand that you can't, these are not regular people. You can't lie to these people, or you can't trigger these people in a certain way and think you're going to get a certain reaction, because it can turn out extremely bad. You know, that's the reason why a witch is synonymous with bitch. Because they can definitely, again, you know, a woman scorned is, you know, she'll go through everything, hell and high water, just to get revenge. Men are not like that so much. We like the one hit knockout. We like to throw like a one lightning bolt and just destroy the whole city. AKA mixtapes, right? But yeah, man, you like, men are very empathic. You know, they can feel the different energies around them, whether it's lethargic feelings, whether it's happy feelings, whether it's embarrassing feelings. You know, they feel the feelings of others. So, you know, sometimes, again, you know, different people explain it in different ways. You know, you can feel what someone's feeling. Again, you can feel what someone's feeling, and even being intuitive, you can kind of feel what other people are thinking, or you can kind of predict what people are going to say. You know, women are more intuitive. You know, that's why they always call it women's intuition, not men's intuition, because women are more intuitive. They cycle with the moon. The moon hides a lot of secrets, and it reveals a lot of things as well, the light of the night. So you just have to be aware of all these energies, and be aware of different spiritual practices and things when it comes to dating someone that's, you know, spiritual or natural, or you know, any type of healer, or shadow worker, or things like that. You know, people hide a lot of these things too. You never really know. You know, just like people hide kids in a relationship, you never know someone had kids until 6 months or a year into the relationship. Things like that. You know, these different things that people do. You know, you meet someone in public and they'll have a face full of makeup on, and then you finally get to their house, and you know, to kick it with them, and it's a disaster. No makeup equals disaster. Man, you know, these dudes that are not confident, they'll have like a freaking profile picture from like a year ago, and you already go out on a limb to date this dude, and then y'all meet up and he looks completely different. But yeah, man, again, it goes both ways. But yeah, man, it's all a process. These are just energies mixing and matching and mingling. I think I've done enough ranting for you guys today. And yeah, I came up with this list recently on one of my videos about black male YouTubers. I forgot one that should have been on that list, if not at the top of that list. Oh boy, Tariq Nasheed, another great content creator. He's actually a film producer and so many other things. You know, I don't want to label him. I can't speak for him. But he put out the Hidden Colors series 1 through 5, I think, and a few other movies. Definitely, you know, hit him up. I got a lot of knowledge from this guy over the years. Very insightful cat. Um, yeah, man, that's a good one there. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully you guys be safe. Love you all.